Hey friends, just another gleaning from the Grapevine this morning. Listen, with all the anti-Semitism and strife in the world, I just saw a very encouraging post. Remember Uganda? I was there 2 years ago. And I don't know how deep I should go into it. I had a word from the Lord when I was invited to go and lead worship at a gathering. There were about 10,000 people. I said yes, and then I found out that it was at Entebbe. If you remember, 1976, Idi Amin was the president of Uganda at that time, a very anti-Semitic, anti-West guy, brutal. Anyway, some terrorist PLO captured an airplane, and Idi Amin allowed it to land at the Entebbe airport in Uganda. It was the only place in the world that allowed the PLO terrorists to land a kidnapped plane. Well, Israel came up with an ingenious plot, and in a 1,000-to-1 chance, go back and find the movie about Entebbe. It stars Yoni Netanyahu, who was the only brother of Bibi Netanyahu, and he was in command of the whole operation. 100 Jews were being held at the airport, but without going into the whole plot, he led that escape, and he was sadly the only one killed in the whole expedition. All of the captives got out. All of the Israeli special forces got out, but Yoni was killed. I just saw a post that Uganda is now placing a statue in his memory on the spot where he was killed. Uganda used to be very anti-Israel, anti-Semitic, but when I was asked to go and lead worship there, I know this is a bit longer, but it's worth the telling. I was praying and asking the Lord if I should go. And I got a message from the Lord. And he said, yes, I want you to go, but I'm sending you with a message. Tell them that because they have invited a Jew to lead worship in the nation, that the curse that was inflicted upon the nation because of Genesis 12:3, their leader, Idi Amin, when he accepted those hostages, he invoked a curse on the nation. But because they've invited you, tell them that the curse has been broken. Well, it was so stunning to me that I called my friends in Jerusalem. I said, guys, I need you to pray with me and see if this is really the Lord, because it sounds rather grandiose to me. Well, they said, give us a couple days. We're going to pray and get back to you. And sure enough, they said, we've prayed and we believe this is the Lord. So I carried that word with me to Entebbe. And at the very last few minutes of the worship time in Uganda, I released that word. I asked permission of the pastor in charge. I said, I've been sent here with a word from God. May I release it? He said, yes, of course. When I told them, the God of heaven says, the curse invoked by Idi Amin has now been broken, and you are free to worship the Lord in spirit and in truth. And they stood and shouted and applauded and jumped up and down. They obviously received the word. Well, here we are 2 years later, now that that curse was broken 2 years ago, and now they're erecting a statue in memory of Yoni Netanyahu on the spot where he was cut down as he was leading the charge to free those hostages. Amazing. And did you know that the date that Israel chose to start this freedom was July the 4th, 1976. That was the day that the hostages were set free. The word of the Lord is sure and true, and it's powerful. Let's keep Uganda in prayer. They have something going against the anti-Semitism, the anti-Israel noise of the day. God bless you.